Before we get into this video, about 68% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. So get your life together and hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and leave a like on this video. Subscribe, turn on notifications, leave a like on this video. Let's go ahead and get into this video. In today's video, we're going to talk about the 10 most underpaid players in Major League Baseball right now. Now, in yesterday's video, we talked about the most overpaid players. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the most team-friendly contracts in Major League Baseball right now. So leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Let's go ahead and get into this video. Let's go ahead and talk about 3 honorable mentions in this video. The first one is going to be Paul DeJong of the St. Louis Cardinals, getting paid about $4 million next season. Now, the reason why this is a steal is because Paul DeJong could be a top 10 shortstop in the game. Now, yes, he does have some injury problems. But when Paul DeJong is healthy, he's a very good shortstop. And $4 million is an absolute steal for a player like him, who's very good at being a starting shortstop. He plays defense well. He hits the ball well. He's one of the more underrated players in baseball when he is healthy. Now, yes, he does have injury problems, like I said. But Paul DeJong's a very good player, and Paul DeJong is one of the honorable mentions on this list. Next honorable mention is Tim Anderson at $7 million next season. Tim Anderson is a player that is very, very good. Very good shortstop for the White Sox, and plays defense well, hits the ball well. Yes, he does. Yes, he does do some bat flips, but who cares? Tim Anderson at $7 million next season is a really, really good deal in my opinion. So Tim Anderson for $7 million definitely is in the honorable mentions. Next one and final honorable mention is Yuli Gurriel at $3 million next season. Now, that's a steal. It just is a steal because he's going to be a pretty good first baseman. Yes, his stats weren't as good in 2020 as they have been in like 2017 when they were banging on trash. Alright, so 2017 he had 18 home runs, 75 RBIs. 2018, 13, 85. 2019, 31 home runs, 104 RBIs. Don't take that into account. 6 home runs, 22 RBIs, and a 232 batting average. And you're probably like, those aren't that great of stats. And you're right, but for $3 million, that's a pretty underpaid player, I would say. I think he could easily get like 7 or 10 million, maybe even more for those type of stats, even though they were banging on trash cans for 2017 to 2019. So like I said, don't take those into account. Now you could say 2016, 3 home runs, 15 RBIs, and a 262 batting average. That's not good. And you probably have a valid point. Now, moving into the top 10 list, coming in, these are really in no specific order. They're in no specific order. First one's going to be Randy Arozarena getting paid about $1 million. Now, the Rays, I don't think expected him to be this good of a player. I don't think the Cardinals did, or they wouldn't have traded him. Randy Arozarena was really good in the playoffs. Now, yes, we haven't seen like 60 or even 100, even like 50 games of him being this good. So you could say it could be a fluke. And you're right, yes, it could be a fluke. But the way Randy Arozarena played, that shows promise. So maybe he's not that great, but $1 million, that's nothing to an MLB team. That's a great contract, and he's gonna, if he plays like he did in the 2020 postseason, he's gonna be a really good player. That's going to get paid a lot more than that when he does become a free agent. Next one is Whit Merrifield at about $6 million next season. A player that the Kansas City Royals, they need to trade. But they just don't want to. And the contract, you understand why they would not want to trade him. One, a great player. Best player on the Royals, I think we can all agree with that. Which, that's not saying a ton considering the Royals are trash. But Whit Merrifield, very, very good player. $6 million, absolute steal. He can play second base. He can play center field, right field, left field. He can play quite a few positions. And $6 million, and he's going to hit for a high average. He's not going to hit a ton of home runs, but he's going to hit quite a few RBIs too. So Whit Merrifield for $6 million is an absolute steal in my opinion. Next one is Kenta Maeda at about $3 million next season. Now, Kenta Maeda was really, really good for the Twins. And the Dodgers could have been even better if they kept him. But obviously, they did get Mookie Betts in that 3-team trade. So they definitely were the big winners of that trade. But Kenta Maeda was really, really good as like a number 2 for this team. It was very, very good. The Twins needed him a lot because the Twins, their starting pitching is not great. Yes, they have Jose Barrios. But Kenta Maeda was the really good number 2 that they needed in 2020. And I think Kenta Maeda is going to be really, really good in the future. Maybe he's not an ace. I think a number 2, very good, very serviceable starter. Next one on this list is Ozzie Albies getting paid about $3 million. Now that's an absolute steal for Ozzie Albies. Ozzie Albies, yes, he can have some injury problems. But when he does play, he's very good. He plays a good second base. He hits the ball well. He's a very good all-around player. And Ozzie Albies, definitely one of the more underpaid players in Major League Baseball right now. Next one is his teammate, Ronald Acuna, getting paid about $5 million. And yes, he's going to be getting paid about $10 million in future years. But that's still an absolute steal whichever way. That's an absolute steal for Ronald Acuna Jr. Ronald Acuna, the Braves, they were very smart and they signed him early to a new contract, and that was a very smart move because he's going to be underpaid for many, many years to come. And yeah, I mean, he's just going to be underpaid for many, many years to come when he could get paid like $20 or $30 million on the free agent market. Next one is Blake Snell of the Tampa Bay Rays. The Tampa Bay Rays are a team that gets players on good contracts. That's what they do. They get players on good contracts, and if they have they don't sign players for huge contracts, and they do a great job of doing it. Blake Snell, $11 million, an absolute steal for a player that could be a Cy Young, and I think he will win 1 or 2 Cy Youngs in the future. That's just my bold prediction, maybe. But I think that Blake Snell has 1 or 2 more Cy Youngs possibly. I think he's an ace in a rotation. Now, yes, there have been some trade rumors about Blake Snell being moved. Blake Snell, yes, he can make his manager look bad, but who cares? Like in the World Series, Kevin Cash made a pretty terrible decision. So, yes, he showed up his manager, but who cares? It was a terrible decision. Next one is Ketel Marte of the Arizona Diamondbacks at about $6 million. Now, he was a 2019 All-Star, didn't play as well in 2020. He had some injuries. And Ketel Marte, he's a very, very good player when he is healthy. When he's healthy, he's you could argue, top 5 second baseman in Major League Baseball. Ketel Marte, a very, very good player, an All-Star in 2019, like I said. He had a big breakout season in 2019. 2020 wasn't nearly as good, but I still think he will return to being as good as he was in 2021. Next player is Brendan Lau of the Tampa Bay Rays. I know the Rays have like 3 players on this list, but the Rays have some underpaid players. At $2 million next season, that's an absolute steal in my opinion. Brendan Lau would have been in the All-Star game in 2020 if there was an All-Star game. I'm pretty sure he made one of the All-MLB teams, if I'm not mistaken. $2 million, absolute steal for an All-Star type player like Brendan Lau was for the Rays. Now, yes, he didn't perform that great in the playoffs, which is a problem, but that's okay. Like, he didn't perform great in the playoffs, but I think he will do better. Next player on this list is Luis Robert at $3 million. Now, he's going to get paid about $10 million, just kind of like a Ronald Acuna contract for the next few years. And they already signed him to an extension before he ever played a game as a Major League Baseball player, if that tells you how good he is. Very, very good player, Luis Robert. He's going to be the center fielder of the White Sox for the future, and he's going to be very, very good. Final player on this list is going to be Juan Soto of the Washington Nationals. Juan Soto, $6 million, an absolute steal once again. Juan Soto, very, very good player. There was the Rookie of the Year debate in 2019, 2018, one of those years, of Juan Soto or Ronald Acuna, and Juan Soto was very good. He shocked the major leagues and was a big reason why the Nationals did win the 2019 World Series. Now, the Nationals obviously weren't as good in 2020, but he was a big part of that because obviously they had lost Bryce Harper the year before, and he pretty much replaced Bryce Harper. So, yeah, very good contract, he will be an underpaid player at least next season. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you get notified from every upload video. Yeah, 68% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed, so get your life together, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and leave a like on this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back with more videos soon.